Hey guys, welcome back to Clownfish TV. This is Kneon, and oh my god, nobody wants to be in charge of the sinking ship known as BBC. Nobody wants to be a boss at the BBC. 6 months. 6 months they've been looking for a CEO at BBC Studios, and a bunch of people have turned down the job, and nobody wants this job. Nobody wants to help steer the TARDIS into the future. What little future the TARDIS might have. Got to give a hat tip to Geeky, who sent this over. She's not sitting in on this video. She's got stuff to do today, and she really doesn't care about Doctor Who, but we're going to talk about this because, yeah, this doesn't look good. This is not a good look. When entertainment executives are losing jobs left and right in Hollywood or whatever, other countries, you know, they're having problems or downsizing, you think that they would be able to find a boss, but nobody wants to be the boss of the BBC. So before we get into it, please subscribe for more pop culture news, views, and rants, guys. We're over 170,000 subs. Wow. Thank you for the support. We do talk about Doctor Who. We talk about cartoons. We talk about animation, anime, manga, pretty much whatever interests us that day. You know, comics, and yeah, Doctor Who today. We're going to talk about that. Again, used to be one of my favorite TV shows of all time. I even watched it every episode through the Capaldi era, and I was kind of quasi-excited about a changing of the guards because we had Moffat in charge for so many years, and it'd become kind of predictable. And I'm like, well, maybe this is a good thing for the show. And, you know, at first I was kind of like, on the female doctor, but I'm like, you know what? I'm going to give her a chance. I'm going to give her a chance and see what happens. But hell, everybody's turning on Doctor Who, even fan sites like DoctorWhoTV.co.uk. saying things like, Jodie Whittaker leaving won't fix Doctor Who. She is leaving. You know, Doctor Who has a lot of problems. The Telegraph calling it out. The BBC has failed Doctor Who. And Jodie Whittaker, no wonder she's quitting. And oh yeah, the license fee is set to rise in April, so that's not good either. But yeah, let's talk about this. This is an exclusive from Deadline. BBC Studios has been ambitious and wide-ranging in its search for a new chief executive, but after nearly 6 months of recruiting, sources say the BBC Director General Tim Davie is no closer to landing the big name he desires. Deadline has spoken to several well-placed sources about why the executive hunt, which began July of last year, is yet to be resolved at a crucial time for Doctor Who and Top Gear. For the Doctor Who and Top Gear producer as it grapples with the headwinds of coronavirus and the quickening revolution in streaming. Running BBC Studios remains one of the most prized jobs in the industry, overseeing a $1.9 billion empire of production, distribution, and broadcasting assets, but it has proved to be the wrong job or the wrong time for a number of high-profile candidates. No, nobody wants it. It's a sinking ship. Look, executives, that it is. You just said it's one of the most prized jobs in the British industry. Who wouldn't, 10 years ago, who wouldn't want to be in charge of the BBC, in charge of BBC Studios making these shows? Unless the shows are worthless, the BBC is declining, and you know it's a sinking ship. Deadline understands that Davie himself, the former CEO of BBC Studios, has been keen to identify strong female candidates at a time when diversity and gender pay are a hot button issue for the British broadcaster. So wait a second. It's not that you can't find somebody to drive BBC Studios. It's that you have to find a strong female candidate. A number of advances have been politely rebuffed, however, and an announcement about a successor is not yet imminent. So you're disqualifying the men because you want to be progressive and have a strong female candidate. Meanwhile, Deadline is doing an article which shows how much you're freaking out about trying to find somebody. Former Endemol Shine Group CEO Sophie Turner-Lang was approached but told recruiters she's not currently in the market for another role. One source said BBC Studios held meaningful talks with former Fremantle chief Cecil Frot-Couttet, but she ultimately decided to remain in charge of YouTube's EMEA operations because YouTube is in a much better place than the BBC. Headhunters also made contact with All3Media CEO Jane Turton, but she remains focused on running the Discovery and Liberty Global owned production company. It's the second time she has prioritized All3Media over the BBC after being shortlisted for the director job last year. Other external candidates linked to the role include the former NBC Entertainment chairman, but they said he was never a serious candidate because he left NBC over allegations he presided over a toxic culture. Sony Pictures Television's international production president Wayne Garvey has also been linked but not interested. Several sources say there have been two major sticking points in attracting a high-caliber external candidate: the BBC Studios pay packet and the fact that the role has been removed from the BBC board. Interesting. People are baffled by Davies' decisions to demote the BBC Studios job from the board, given the commercial arm's importance to the corporation. Doctor Who's not nearly as important as it used to be. Davies sat on the board during his 8-year spell in charge of BBC Studios. The issue is obviously pay, but it's also no longer a seat on the board. So who's going to do that? Asked one familiar person. Commenting on the board demotion, another added, odd. They did this given its mission critical. Another CEO, Marcus Arthur from UK TV, is seen as a credible internal candidate and is well known to Davey, given the BBC Studios owns the British broadcaster behind the hits, including Taskmaster and Red Dwarf. As part of the role, Arthur also oversees BBC Studios UK activities as president of UK and Ireland. Deadline hears that BBC Studios insiders are comfortable with how the recruitment process is going. Bullshit. It's not unheard of for the corporation to take months to fill top executive roles, with the hunt for a new director taking 5 months last year. The pandemic has not helped. Actually, the pandemic should be helping because a lot of people were out of jobs. I mean, I thought it was just they were maybe limiting to people in the UK, but they're even considering a guy from NBC. So it tells me they're open to pretty much anybody. And people are getting fired left and right from Disney and Warner Media, but they're not taking the BBC job. There's something wrong with you, BBC, that they're not taking the job, and being on the board really shouldn't have anything to do with it. Right now, there are a lot of executives out there in the entertainment industry. They're desperate for work, but they're staying the hell away from the BBC because they know it's a sinking ship. You know, they know it's a sinking ship, especially with the license stuff up in the air. I'm hearing all the drama around that people are canceling licenses. And Doctor Who being their flagship title, and it is not in a good place right now. You know, I mean, hell, again, you know, Doctor Who TV, we've got them commenting on how even if Jodie Whittaker leaves, it's not going to fix Doctor Who. The show's broken. It's not worth it. The ratings are terrible. And it keeps declining. The New Year's special had horrible ratings. And Doctor Who's in like the same territory it was back in the 1980s, just after a few short seasons of Chibnall's dog shit. Who would want to be in charge of that? You know, I just think this is really interesting because executives in this economy, given the trouble in the entertainment industry, they should be lining up for this job, and they're not even taking it. Like, I am better off being unemployed than working for the BBC. You know, that's crazy. I'm going to wrap this up. Please subscribe for more pop culture news, views, and rants, and we'll talk later.